Chapter 81. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The system complained. Soon, the two returned to the sect. The only regret in Chilean City this time should be Ryu and the witch. There is something wrong with the sect. Zixiao must come back first, although Sister Lu said that there is no need to worry about the ancestors going to the dark abyss together. But what if the curse of the Son of Destiny happens again? To be safe, Zixiao did not go to Qingfeng Tower, but went back to the sect directly with Sister Lu. Little Uncle. Several gatekeepers were so excited to see Zixiao that they saluted on the spot. Even Uncle Lu, the palace master, forgot to say hello, but the latter didn't mind. Instead he looked at Zixiao with a smile. Junior brother, you are becoming more and more popular in the sect now. Don't laugh at me, Senior Sister Lu. Zixiao said with a wry smile. He really can't preach. Who would have thought that he just wanted to give these disciples some opportunities, but ended up attracting the way of heaven. If this really led to the destruction of Yaoguang Holy Land, he would not be able to get over it in his heart. How can it be a mockery, junior brother? Just like I said before, even if you are allowed to be the Holy Lord now, no one will disagree, but you must not be fooled by senior brother. Senior Sister Lu said with a serious face. The Holy Lord, as the name suggests, is responsible for the entire Holy Land, which is simply as troublesome as it can be. Senior brother has always told uncle that he has no intention of being the Holy Lord, but all the brothers and sisters all elected senior brother. Remember that day, when senior brother ascended the throne, his face was full of snot and tears. If you don't know, you would think he was moved. In fact, he was lamenting that he could not find a girl openly. It really fits your personality, senior brother. Zixiao sighed in his heart. The two walked towards the Holy Lord Hall. The disciples who came and went all looked at Zixiao with burning eyes. If they didn't have other things to do, they probably wanted to stick to him directly at this moment. The sect competition is coming soon. The 10 holy places will gather at that time. The eldest brother said that our sect must have face, so let these disciples get busy. The things that need to be done are nothing more than making the interior of the sect more gorgeous. As for the safety issue, there is no need to worry at all. When the 10 holy places gather, anyone with a normal mind will not come to make trouble. Otherwise, even the egg yolk will be shaken apart. It should be said that it is worthy of the taste of the Yaoguang Saint Lord. The whole Yaoguang Saint land is shining with golden light, and all kinds of golden decorations are all over the sect. It's better to just change the name to the Golden Light Saint Land. The two of them came directly to the Saint Lord Hall under the dazzling light. At this time, the Yaoguang Saint Lord, wearing a golden robe, saw Zixiao's arrival, jumped up directly from his seat and came to Zixiao in 3 or 2 steps. Junior brother, you finally came out. If you don't come out, when Izu and the others come back, they will probably turn the whole burial ground upside down. Brother, I'm sorry to trouble you. Hey. We are family, so we don't have to talk about different things. Saint Lord Yaoguang waved his hand, not caring at all that Zixiao had troubled him. What's more, this was Zixiao's opportunity, and he had already told him before, so there was no need to worry. By the way, the sect competition will be held in the next 2 days, and people from all the major holy places will arrive one after another. Junior brother, you should like quietness, so why not hide for a few days first? Hide for a few days. Zixiao discovered the problem in the words of the Yaoguang saint. What do you mean by hiding for a few days? Is it dangerous? This. TSK. The Yaoguang saint was embarrassed. After a while, he decided to say it out loud. Junior brother, you don't know. Several people from the holy places have come to me and asked if I can give you to them. It's simply an insult to my Yaoguang Holy Land. Especially those weird guys in the Tianji Holy Land, saying that they can't live without you. Can you imagine the scene of a group of old men telling me that they can't live without you? We are one of the 10 great holy places, but there is actually this group of shameless old men. If they see you. The Yaoguang saint didn't say anything, and his body trembled. Obviously, he didn't dare to imagine that scene. Zixiao was also stunned. He had only heard of the Holy Land of Heavenly Secrets. After all, the famous Heavenly Secret lock was invented by them. Under normal circumstances, Those cultivators who have calculated all the secrets of heaven should stand on the opposite side of the villain like me. What does it mean that he must be the one? Did he trick him into going in and kill him? But he is now the Hall Master of Yaoguang Holy Land. Is Tianji Holy Land crazy? Junior brother. Junior brother. Yaoguang Holy Lord saw Zixiao in a daze and thought he was considering whether to change jobs. He flew over and hugged Zixiao's thigh again. Senior Sister Lu stood back in disgust. Zixiao was also brought back to his senses by the actions of Yaoguang Holy Lord. He subconsciously wanted to kick him out, suppressing the impulse. He smiled far-fetchedly. Big brother, you should stand up and talk. What are you doing? Junior brother. You can't leave. If you leave, those old guys will definitely peel my skin. Yaoguang Holy Lord started to go crazy again. Don't worry, senior brother. Since I have joined our holy land, I naturally cannot leave. Zixiao struggled to pull out his legs, and kept a certain distance from the Holy Lord Yaoguang without leaving a trace. I have seen how the sect treats me, and I will never leave because of a few words from others. That's good. Ha ha ha. That when the Holy Lord Yaoguang heard Zixiao's words, the snot and tears on his face disappeared instantly. Even if the movie Emperor in his previous life came, he would also shout good guy. Just get your promise, junior brother. As for those shameless guys, I will deal with them. Junior brother, you can do whatever you want. Ha ha ha. Seeing that the Holy Lord Yaoguang was going to go crazy again, Zixiao quickly found a reason to leave. Who would have thought that he had just avoided a crazy Holy Lord, and he met the crazy Son of Destiny as soon as he walked out of the door. Junior Master. Junior Master. Originally, Zixiao wanted to pretend that he didn't see the other party and leave directly, but Sui Yuanfei blocked him directly. At this moment, Sui Yuanfei no longer looked like a man of destiny. His face was covered with vicissitudes, dark circles under his eyes, deep eye sockets, and uneven stubble. He was simply a refugee, but his aura became more and more terrifying. With every move he made, golden blood flowed. It was obvious that he must have been practicing desperately during this period, which made his destiny begin to show, and even his realm broke through the spirit separation. Brother Zhua. Zixiao was originally going to continue to call him Brother Zhua, but when he saw Sui Yuanfei, his eyes widened instantly and he said in a deep voice, Uncle Master, if Yuanfei angers you, you don't need to say anything. I will kill myself here. Huh? Why do you say that? Zixiao was so amused that he didn't know what was wrong with this man of destiny. Then as my Uncle Master, why don't you call me Yuanfei? Huh? Yuanfei. Hey. Chapter 82. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The old man was so angry that he was lying on the table. Sui Yuanfei's cry almost gave Zixiao goosebumps. It was so disgusting. Looking at the Son of Destiny in front of him with a hot face, Zixiao really wanted to draw out the big sword rewarded by the system and kill him on the spot. I was wondering why I called you Yuanfei. Not directly. Do you understand? Why is the Son of Destiny imitating the Lord of Light for no reason? Uncle Junior, call me Yuanfei from now on. Don't call me anything else. Otherwise, Yuanfei will kill himself in front of you. It was you who gave Yuanfei a second life. It was you who made Yuanfei understand that heaven is cruel. It doesn't matter if heaven defies heaven like this. Sui Yuanfei's eyes were full of determination. Obviously, he had already hated heaven. Last time, heaven almost destroyed their Yaoguang Holy Land. If it weren't for the uncle in front of him who paid a great price to get his future self to take action, he would probably die there. No egg is left intact when the nest is overturned. Uncle Junior not only gave him some life mottos, but also gave him a second life. How could he not try his best to repay such a person? Okay, don't say any more. Listening to Sui Yuanfei's treasonous words, Zixiao interrupted him quickly. It is true that he also has a grudge against the heavenly Tao, but who is Sui Yuanfei? The illegitimate son of the heavenly Tao. Now he is cursing the heavenly Tao with all his might. Even if he has the covering function of the transcendent halo, it would be strange if the heavenly Tao is not angry if his own son is turned against the heavenly Tao. Zixiao does not want to use the great method of transformation and freedom again. Although he will be invincible in the future, the great cause and effect that will be attracted will be equally terrifying. Uncle Junior, the sect competition will be held in 2 days. People from Tianxian Holy Land should come here. Zui Yuanfei was a little embarrassed and didn't know whether he should continue. As soon as the 4 words Tianxian Holy Land appeared, Zixiao couldn't help but sigh. They are both holy places and both are sons of destiny, but the attitude of the heavenly Tao is a little strange. The control over the Tianxian Holy Land has been strengthened. Anyone who dares to say something that is not conducive to the heavenly Tao will be immediately infected by weirdness and ominousness. But what about the Yaoguang Holy Land? Let alone the weirdness, just the burning eyes of the disciples and the occasional laughter show that the heavenly Tao cannot control the Yaoguang Holy Land. Even if there is a child of destiny here, the heavenly Tao cannot completely control it. The problem here is a bit big. Zixiao was thinking about the heavenly Tao, and Zui Yuanfei looked at the silent Zixiao, as if he understood something, and said coldly, "Don't worry, Junior Master, the people of Tianxian Holy Land, don't think about getting a ranking this time. I have contacted friends from other holy lands. When the sect competition comes, we will go all out to target Tianxian Holy Land." Zixiao came back to his senses and looked at Zui Yuanfei with an angry face. "It's not my brother, I was the one who was framed, why are you so angry?" Zui Yuanfei originally wanted to call Zui nephew, but when Zui Yuanfei heard the word Zui, his eyes were as big as copper bells. There was no other way. Zixiao could only bite the bullet and call Yuanfei. "Yuanfei, I don't care about what happened yesterday. Tianxian Holy Land is a stranger to me now, so there is no need to deliberately target it." Stranger. Zui Yuanfei lowered his head and thought for a moment, then suddenly realized, "Uncle Master, I understand, you mean there is no need to worry about anything, now the people of Tianxian Holy Land are strangers in your eyes, then I know what to do." Hearing this, Zixiao hurriedly dissuaded, "Yuanfei, don't misunderstand my meaning, although we are strangers, we are both righteous, we can't." I understand. Before Zixiao finished speaking, Zui Yuanfei interrupted directly, and showed a look of understanding. "Uncle Master, you mean that we can't be ruthless openly, right?" "I understand, and then I will tell them what a black hand is." Forget it." Zixiao suddenly felt powerless, and it seemed that everything he said would be misunderstood. A son of destiny is doing a black hand to another son of destiny? What the hell is this? "Don't worry, Junior Master, I know what to do. I will never let you down." After leaving these words solemnly, Zui Yuanfei turned and left. It was obvious that he was planning to take advantage of this last moment to make himself stronger. After the awakening of the ancient saint body, he was destined to soar into the sky. Let's go back to Ling first, Shao Palace. Zixiao turned and walked towards his own territory. Along the way, he kept hearing the disciples' laughter, which frightened him. System, these disciples have been led astray, right? How come they are more like villains than me? The system was silent for a moment, and slowly spoke. Your sect, a bit weird. It seems that the power of the heavenly Tao descended to control your sect, but was stopped by an inexplicable force. Some of the leaked power of the heavenly Tao made these disciples hate the heavenly Tao even more. Plus your many halos. I guess it will become a villain's nest. As for the child of destiny, TSK, it's hard for me to evaluate. Hearing what the system said, Zixiao didn't know how to react. Villain's nest? Listen. Is this a good word? I hope there won't be any trouble in this sect competition. After returning to Lingshao Palace, Zixiao concentrated on consolidating his cultivation. He was at the peak of the Mahayana stage and was about to pass the tribulation. This cultivation was just like riding a rocket. If he hadn't deliberately concealed it, the Holy Lord Yaoguang would have torn off the roof of the newly repaired temple. Zixiao sat on the throne, and the light in his hand flashed. He took out a bottle with a trace of Tao rhyme. It was Lu Chunga's Tao bottle. Things related to the Tao are always ridiculously strong. The system was drooling in Zixiao's head, obviously envious. You want it? Give it to me. Give it to me. I want it. Hearing Zixiao's teasing words, the system no longer cared about its so-called dignity and quickly said excitedly, will you give it to me? Well. No. Host, do you know how much damage you have done to me before? What's wrong with giving me a little sweetness now? What's wrong, that the system is about to switch to the romance mode again? Zixiao felt a chill and hurriedly planned to give the Avenue Aquarius directly to the other party, but at this moment, the Tao flowing around the Avenue Aquarius became brighter and brighter. This is Buzz. The Avenue Aquarius flew up uncontrollably. At the same time, the entire Lingxiao Palace also exuded golden light, and the palace looked solemn and magnificent. Buzz buzz buzz, the sound of the Avenue Sanskrit was endless, and it seemed that countless figures were floating in the palace. Those figures were flowing with the breath of the Tao, and they were obviously powerful people, bowed to the position where Zixiao was, full of piety. Chapter 83. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ban dang zem van ban gok chua dike, ko the kio soang koi trang de chan ban dike. The Avenue treasure bottle in mid-air poured out colorful light. At this moment, the light gradually blended into the entire hall. After a while, the Avenue Aquarius turned into a stream of light and rushed straight to the console next to the throne. There was originally a spiritual core on the console, which was used to control the entire hall, but the moment the Tao Aquarius arrived, the spiritual core melted directly, and the Tao Aquarius took the place of the spiritual core. The entire hall has also undergone earth-shaking changes. Not in terms of shape, but in content. The Lingxiao temple itself is a sacred artifact. Without intelligence, and Zixiao uses it as a weapon to hit people. The addition of the Tao Aquarius makes the overall aura of the Lingxiao temple become mysterious and unpredictable, especially the walls in the hall that were carved with mysterious patterns seemed to come alive, and the heavenly soldiers and generals on them were lifelike. The real dragons on several pillars in the hall seemed to come alive, looking down at the situation in the hall from the highest point. Zixiao was sitting on the throne. At this moment, it was as if an hallucination suddenly appeared in front of his eyes. The empty hall seemed to be full of people, and he became the supreme emperor of heaven, controlling the fate of all living beings. Host. Host. Zixiao. You king. Just when the system was about to curse, Zixiao came to his senses and made a confused sound. The tone of the system instantly became flattering. Hey. Host, I'm talking about you, who was born to be a king. When are you going to give me the Tao Aquarius? I guess you won't keep your word. Bar. Well, you're right, that's who I am. You. The system is going crazy. Where did you agree to give him the great Tao Aquarius? Zixiao said helplessly, it's not my fault. You have also seen that the current Tao treasure vase has become the control crystal core of Lingxiao Palace. I want to give it to you, but I can't take it off. Ding dong, your system feels a critical hit of 10,000 points and is now shutting down. Countdown to autism, 52 hours, there were too many things going wrong in the system. Zixiao originally wanted to complain about it, but considering that the other party was autistic, he decided not to. He turned his head and began to study this brand new Lingxiao Palace. 3 days passed quickly. During this time, various forces, large and small, rushed towards the Holy Land of Shaking Light one after another. After all, it is a sect competition for the 10 Holy Lands. In addition to the 10 Holy Lands, there are also many large and small forces invited to visit. Because there are many forces gathered here, Yaoguang Holy Land also sent a large number of disciples and elders to guard the door. As the flying boats came one after another, the Holy Land of Shaking Light became more and more lively. Look! It's a dragon. A dragon pulling a cart. Which holy place is this so extravagant? Can't you see the yin-yang bagua diagram on the dragon chariot? The people from Tianji Holy Land are here. Aren't these magic sticks talking about heaven's secrets and the like every day, and now they are so rich when they go out. TSK, 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 Jiaolong, they are really willing to give up. Hush. Keep your voice down. Haven't you heard yet? This Tianji Holy Land seems to be going crazy lately. The whole sect is so crazy. Anyone who dares to offend them will be immediately attacked by an army. That's right. Several factions in the surrounding star field have been wiped out by Tianji Holy Land. They are as if the whole sect has escaped into the devil's way. Moreover, the pure and stoic appearance before is no longer there. Instead, they are letting themselves go one after another. A few days ago, I met several disciples from the Tianji Holy Land in those Fengyue lands. Each of them hugged at least 2 girls. Ah! Don't they think they are the benchmark for righteousness? Have they fallen? I don't know, they got those dragons from Yulong dynasty. The other forces belonging to the 7 dynasties don't even dare to let go, that while talking, the dragon chariot of Tianji Holy Land also slowly landed in front of the door of Yaoguang Holy Land. A group of monks in black robes slowly walked down from the dragon chariot. Even the elders of Yaoguang Holy Land were stunned by this appearance. Don't those high-minded moral defenders like wearing white robes every day? This black robe is inexplicably handsome. And what does it mean for the elders of your Tianji Holy Land to wear smoky makeup? Have you gone dark? The whisks in the hands of the Tianji elders were emitting black gas. Is this a righteous sect? Magic Gate, they are not as evil as you, right? Boom boom boom, the Yaoguang Saint Lord in the sect received the news that the Tianji Holy Land was coming, and immediately turned into a stream of light and came to the front of the sect. After all, they are all from the 10 major holy lands, and their Saint Lords will also come. If he, the Saint Lord, does not go, it would be a bit impolite. Long time no see, Brother Mo Yen, you, The Yaoguang Saint Lord wanted to say hello as soon as he came, but when he saw his old friend with smoky makeup, he was stunned on the spot. Brother Mo Yen, The Tianji Saint Lord Jun Mo Yen inherited the mantle of the old man Tian Ji, and his Yen Tian Shu is as strong as he can be. If he says you have a blood disaster, you will definitely not be able to hide. In front of him, you have no secrets at all. Such a person will inevitably make people afraid, so in the last era, only the thick-skinned Yaoguang Saint Lord had a good relationship with Jun Mo Yen. He is so thick-skinned, what can you do even if you expose his secret of going to the land of romance? Jun Moyen is cold, Chu Tianhao is enthusiastic. These two are together every day, which caused a lot of headaches for many people at that time. In a blink of an eye, both of them have become saints. At this time, Saint Yaoguang doesn't know what attitude to use when seeing his old friend again. The change is really too big, and it's not just the clothes that have changed. Saint Tianji suddenly laughed heartily, ha 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 ha. Brother Tianhao. We haven't seen each other for a long time. This time I will not leave until I am drunk with you. Ah, Saint Yaoguang's mouth was so wide that a duck egg could be stuffed in it. Is this your character, Jun Moyen? When did you smile like this? Don't laugh, I'm scared. What's wrong? What's wrong? I haven't seen you for many years, and you don't recognize me. Saint Tianji walked up directly and took Saint Yaoguang's shoulders, his mouth almost grinning to his ears. This moment made the Holy Lord Yaoguang feel so shocked, but he couldn't lose his manners, so he forced a smile and said, No, no. Brother Mo Yen, are you really okay? What are you talking about? The Holy Lord Tianji pretended to be serious and said, It seems that after not seeing each other for many years, our friendship is going to fade. No. Absolutely not. By the way, I saw a lot of romantic places in Qilian City on the way here. It's just right. We haven't seen each other for many years. Why don't we go there to keep in touch with each other? I'll pay for all the expenses. What? The Holy Lord Yaoguang was no longer shocked, his jaw was about to dislocate. Jun Mo Yen, he said all my words. Chapter 85. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The two of you have been together for a long time, but your relationship is getting better and better, and you are even talking to each other. Just when the atmosphere was tense, it was the unscrupulous Lord Yaoguang who stood up, put his arm around the shoulders of the two, and whispered, So many disciples are watching, we can't have internal conflicts in the 10 holy places at this time. Amitabha. After the Lord Wuxiang chanted the Buddha's name, he made a gesture, and the disciples of Wuxiang's sect all relaxed. Seeing that these monks had no hostility, the people of Tianji Holy Land naturally ignored them and walked inside one by one. Junior Sister Lu, take Taoist Wang Chen to the meeting room first. Brother Mo Yen and I will chat for a while. Yes, Saint Lord. After hearing Saint Lord Yaoguang's order, Senior Sister Lu did not go against him as usual, but became unusually obedient, and walked towards the sect with Saint Lord Wuxiang. At this time, another sect member also walked down from the flying boat. The leader's eyes were like a pool of clear water, and when he looked around, he had a kind of elegant and noble temperament, which made people feel ashamed and dared not blaspheme. A layer of white gauze covered her pretty face, and her face could not be seen clearly. The person who came was Zixiao's former master, Mo Yuxiang. After all, this time they were participating in the sect competition, so Saint Lord naturally had to lead the team. Behind her were Luo Tingxian and Lin Yi. The three of them and a group of disciples from Tianxian Holy Land walked towards Yaoguang Holy Land. Tianxian Holy Land, finally here. Those people are the ones who slandered Junior Master. They really deserve to die. He, it just so happens that they didn't bring many people. Why don't we? You're crazy, we are the righteous. How can we do it openly? How about we drug them? I think the Holy Lord and his disciples are still pretty. I'll get some medicine in a while, and throw them directly on Junior Master's bed, so that he can vent his anger. That the disciples of Yaoguang Holy Land looked at the people of Tianxian Holy Land with cold eyes. The disciples of Tianxian Holy Land also obviously felt the malice, but now they have come to someone else's territory. It's not easy to say much, not to mention that their own Holy Lord didn't say anything. How can they stand up? If there is any difference in Mo Yuxiang at this time, it may be that her skin is a little paler, and her beautiful eyes like water seem to have a hint of red light, but the red light is extremely secretive and can't be seen at all without careful observation. Lin Yi and Luo Tingxian seemed to be looking around, as if they wanted to see the familiar figure, but soon, they lowered their heads in disappointment. They did not see the person they had been thinking about day and night from the crowd. At this time, the Holy Lord Yaoguang hurriedly came up to him. Holy Lord Mo, long time no see, how are you doing recently? Mo Yuxiang did not speak, but looked at the Holy Lord Yaoguang indifferently, because she heard a hint of gloating from the other party's tone. What's good about her? A dignified Holy Lord. After framing his own eldest disciple, she ran over again. Could it be, just when Jun Moyan was still in that yin and yang, the Holy Lord Yaoguang quickly covered his mouth. Just kidding, just a few sarcastic remarks. You danced in his face. The previous Wuxiang Holy Land, now the Tianxian Holy Land. Your Tianji Holy Land is going crazy. Besides, this is my Yaoguang Holy Land. You said that if you really fight, it doesn't matter whether you fight to death, but my disciple's life is too valuable. You can't afford it. I'm sorry, Saint Mo, Brother Mo Yan's head seems to be a little off recently. It's okay. Mo Yuxiang said lightly, Saint Yaoguang, my disciple has troubled you recently. I don't know when we can meet each other. Hearing Mo Yuxiang's words, Saint Yaoguang slowly let go of Saint Tianji. The face that was usually full of obscene smiles suddenly became serious and cold, and the aura of the saint covered the whole scene. Boom. Dark clouds covered the entire sky, and thunder continued to accumulate in the dark clouds. Finally, you don't pretend anymore. Saint Tianji looked at Saint Yaoguang with a little appreciation. You know, Saint Yaoguang Chu Tianhao was the top genius of the previous generation, and everyone would ignore his strength because of his often humble character. Over the years, no matter how many times he discussed Dao, Jun Moyan, who was also a Saint Lord, never won once, Chu Tianhao. So if we talk about who knows the Yaoguang Saint Lord the best, besides those junior brothers and sisters, it belongs to him. Saint Lord Mo, what do you mean by this? The robe of the Yaoguang Saint Lord was blown by the wind. At this time, he no longer had a teasing expression, but was like an emperor who ruled the world. The golden clothes were like a dragon robe, adding a bit of majesty. Facing this great situation, the red light in Mo Yuxiang's beautiful eyes became more and more intense, and even the Yaoguang Saint Lord opposite discovered her problem. Are you having a demon in your heart? Shut up, I'm asking you, where is my apprentice? Mo Yuxiang's eyebrows were slightly wrinkled, and her beautiful eyes were filled with jealousy, possessiveness, and morbidity. There was no fairy in the sky before, boom. The auras of the saints collided, causing the surrounding atmosphere to emit a sonic boom. Jun Moyan waved his whisk lightly, and all the disciples were sent to the Yaoguang Holy Land. At the same time, the Yaoguang Holy Land slowly raised a defensive array pattern to resist the aura of destruction. Saint Lord Mo, Zixiao is now the direct disciple of Elder Piaomiao of my sect, that is, my junior brother. You can eat whatever you want, but you can't say whatever you want. If you want to find your disciple, please go somewhere else. There is no disciple of yours in my Yaoguang Holy Land. What if I must take him away? Then we'll see if your Tianxian Holy Land is tough. Boom. The aura of Saint Lord Yaoguang became more and more terrifying, and the array pattern of the Yaoguang Holy Land behind him also rippled, as if echoing it. Seeing this, Lin Yi hurried forward and said, Senior Chu, Master was too worried about Senior Brother, so he lost his manners. Please don't blame me. Luo Tingxian also ran to her master, her beautiful face full of anxiety. Master, we are here to participate in the competition. If we go to war with the Yaoguang Holy Land, how can we explain it to the sect? Besides, won't that make Senior Brother more difficult? Originally, Mo Yuxiang didn't have any emotional fluctuations when he heard the words of going to war with the Yaoguang Holy Land, but when he heard the second half of Luo Tingshuan's words, Mo Yuxiang seemed to be discouraged, and the saintly aura that made the world emit the sound of Tao disappeared instantly. The red light in her beautiful eyes was even brighter than before. The Yaoguang Holy Lord frowned. He didn't know what this woman was doing, but it would be best if there was no conflict. After all the people from the 10 holy places will be present. If Yaoguang Holy Land attacks Tianxian Holy Land during this period, I am afraid people will criticize it. The righteous sects must pay attention to propriety, righteousness, integrity and shame. Otherwise, if they do whatever they want, they will become evil sects. Chapter 86. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The two of them were so angry that they had to fight. Mo Yuxiang stopped talking and led the disciples of Tianxian Holy Land into Yaoguang Holy Land. Jun Moyan curled his lips when he saw this scene. Obviously, he was a little dissatisfied with the result that there was no fight. Then he walked in front of the Holy Lord Yaoguang and said, Where is your previous personality? You have to stand up. Beat him up. Jun Moyan, that the Holy Lord Yaoguang could no longer bear it and shouted, What are you going to do? Are you crazy? If I really fight with her, will the sect competition still be held? Hearing this, the Holy Lord Tianji was obviously stunned. What's the point of holding this sect competition? If you believe me, let's join forces to destroy the people from Wuxiang Holy Land and Tianxian Holy Land, and then I will go back to the sect to get people. We will send troops to attack those two families in the future. He. Isn't it you and I who have the final say in this world? If it's not a buddy, how presumptuous are you? Putting on smoky makeup really makes you a demon sect. If you want to become a demon sect, then become a demon sect. Why are you trying so hard to steal my personality? Can you be kicked out by your junior brothers and sisters? Do you have the ability? What level? You still want to use the same personality as me? Go find a cool place to calm down. I have something else to do. I won't accompany you to go crazy. After saying that, the Holy Lord Yaoguang turned and left, fearing that if he stayed with the Black and Holy Lord Tianji for too long, he would also get sick. As a group of young disciples entered the hall became more and more noisy. Are these people disciples of Tianxian Holy Land? They don't look that good. Their realms are far inferior to ours. Nonsense. Before, Junior Master Uncle was willing to fight with the heavenly Tao to grant us blessings. What is the mere Tianxian Holy Land? You still misunderstood our Junior Master Uncle, a bunch of idiots. Junior Master Uncle bullies men and women. I wish I could let Junior Master Uncle bully me. If Junior Master Uncle would look at me more, I would climb into bed that night. Brother. Calm down, you are a man. What's wrong with being a man? I heard that there is a method of sex change in the demon sect. For Junior Master Uncle, I can sacrifice myself. Fuck. You are wrong. Stay away from me. That the disciples of Yaoguang Holy Land did not lower their voices at all, so both the disciples of Tianxian Holy Land and the disciples of Wuxiang Holy Land heard their discussion. The disciples of Wuxiang Holy Land were fine, after all, they were Buddhists who valued meditation, not to mention that Zixiao was not a disciple of their sect before, but the young disciples of Tianxian Holy Land were different. Their faces flushed and even began to turn black. The local sects were too rude. They were dancing on their faces openly, indeed. It was the senior leaders of our holy land who were blinded by lard and misunderstood the eldest brother, but what does it have to do with ordinary disciples like them? And, feeling the realm of the disciples of Yaoguang Holy Land, others were also a little jealous. You know, when Zixiao blessed all things before, these young disciples benefited a lot, and their realms generally exceeded those of disciples of other sections. I said that the eldest brother is the one with great luck. If he had stayed in our sect, we would have broken through the realm now. Damn it. Every time I think of the slander of the eldest brother at that time, I feel aggrieved. Eldest brother. Come back soon. We can't live without you. It's all because of them. The disciples of Tianxian Holy Land all looked at Lin Yi and Luo Tingxian with resentful eyes, and the latter's faces were a little pale. It's right, the departure of the eldest brother is directly related to the two of them. It doesn't matter, as long as I win this sect competition, I can make a request to Yaoguang Holy Land. If the eldest brother doesn't come back to the sect with me, I will kneel here and wait for his forgiveness. Lin Yi constantly strengthened his belief in his mind. At this moment, he thought of a sweet figure in his mind. Xiao Linzi, are you crazy? Why are you kneeling down to death? You are the destiny, ahem, you are a person with great luck. How could you do such a self-respecting thing just to win someone's forgiveness? That the person who spoke was Lin Ye's second master, the spirit in the ring. At this time, the purple-dressed girl was holding a half-eaten ring in one hand, the apple in one hand and the little feet in the other hand. It was so comfortable, but the flawless face was full of angry expressions. You, the son of destiny, actually kneel down. Didn't we agree that the son of destiny kneels to the sky, the earth, and his parents? And judging from what you have experienced, your senior brother is a pure villain template. Of course, the purple-skirted girl would definitely not say these words to Lin Yi, she could only remind him in another way. Your senior brother, it's better to let him go, I think. Second master. Before the purple-skirted girl finished her words, Lin Yi interrupted angrily. Second master, you saved my life and taught me, but even so, I don't want you to stop me in this matter. The senior brother left the sect because of me. Every time I think of this, my heart hurts unbearably. If I can't bring him back this time, what kind of immortality and what kind of Taoism can I achieve? Hey, isn't this the candidate son of Tianxian Holy Land? Just as Lin Yi was communicating with the second master in the ring, a provocative voice sounded. Looking back, a young man with thick eyebrows and big eyes came in front of him. As a young generation, although Lin Yi had never crossed paths with the other party, he could tell who the person was by the breath of the other party. Zui Yuanfei of Yaoguang Holy Land. Lin Yi of Tianxian Holy Land. Zui Yuanfei looked at Lin Yi in front of him, his heart full of anger. He had once inquired about the news that the leader in front of him had framed his junior master. The junior master was so gentle and polite, and anyone with a brain would never think that the junior master could commit such crimes. Today I finally met the real person. Boy, you hit me. Although he had an inexplicable good impression of the other party, this good impression was immediately diluted by anger. Lin Yi was the same. When he saw Zui Yuanfei, it was as if he had seen his brother. But the other party's impolite tone made Lin Ye's face instantly cold. Zui Yuanfei, we are here as guests, not to cause trouble. If you want to fight me, we will wait until the sect competition. Hee hee. Zui Yuanfei laughed. Wait until the sect competition. You are not worthy of it. Let me ask you, did you take the lead in slandering the grievances that Junior Master suffered in your Tianxian Holy Land before? Hearing this, Lin Yi gritted his teeth. Yes, but... Alright. Before Lin Yi finished speaking, Sui Yuanfei stretched out his hand to interrupt him. Chapter 87. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The truth is, I'm not wronging anyone. Since you've already admitted it, how dare you step into my Yaoguang holy land? Do you really think that any garbage can come in here? Faced with Sui Yuanfei's ridicule, Lin Yi clenched his fists, but did not refute anything. It can be said that he was the one who slandered the senior brother. Why was he blinded by the lard at that time, and didn't think about how good the senior brother had been to him? Making a mistake is making a mistake, no matter what reason you use to quibble, it is redundant. This scolding, I deserve it. At this time, in the fairyland inside the ring, the purple-skirted girl looked at what was happening outside, and the small antenna on her head suddenly lit up. Another son of destiny? What's going on? Isn't there only one son of destiny in this world? What should I do? What about my happy life? If two sons of destiny face off, who will win and who will lose? All. The system task is so troublesome. In the outside world, Sui Yuanfei looked at Lin Yi in front of him in silence, but did not calm down. Instead, he continued to say in a cold voice, What? Don't talk anymore. Now you have learned to be silent. When you slandered Junior Master in Tianxian Holy Land before, weren't you quite talkative? Wait a minute. At this moment, a delicate shout came from not far away. Luo Tingxian finally couldn't help but stand up. Just as she was about to come to Sui Yuanfei, a young man in a black robe came over. Wei Zhenbin, the son of Tianji Holy Land. At this time, he was like other people in Tianji Holy Land, wearing a black robe and smoky makeup on his face. But the smoky makeup not only had no effect, but also added a touch of evil charm to his handsome face. He stood in front of Luo Tingxian and smiled. Do you want to dance too? Bang. At this time, Zixiao, who was watching the scene in Lingxiao Palace, almost fell off the throne. He wanted to run to Wei Zhenbin and ask him, What's the matter? Your last name is Uchiha. You're dancing. The reason why he could see the scene in the palace was that the Holy Lord Yaoguang was worried that he was too bored, so he installed a video crystal for his Lingxiao Palace. You can see what happened inside without going to the temple. When Sui Yuanfei and Lin Yi faced off before, Zixiao wanted to see how things developed like a drama, but Wei Zhenbin, the holy son of Tianji Holy Land, really shocked him. In the temple, at this time, Wei Zhenbin was obviously standing with Sui Yuanfei. The disciples of Tianxian Holy Land in the back rushed forward, intending to help Lin Yi and Luo Tingxian, but just as they were about to step forward, the disciples of Tianji Holy Land were one step ahead and blocked them directly. People wearing black robes, smoky makeup, and laughing in the innermost part surrounded you. How could you not be afraid? Especially these people were a group of people who claimed to be role models of the righteous path before. He. Wei Zhenbin laughed, a classic villain, and looked at the disciples of Tianxian Holy Land mockingly, comparing with me in terms of number of people. Look, I have so many people that I can't hear what you are saying. Faced with Sui Yuanfei's questioning, Lin Yi was silent, but he couldn't bear it when his fellow apprentices were threatened. Second Master, help me. Boom. A strong aura burst out from Lin Yi. He was already a cultivator in the spirit-severing stage. In order to welcome his senior brother, he had been practicing day and night. It was to win the top spot in the sect competition. In our Yaoguang Holy Land, can you still be so crazy? The core disciples of Yaoguang Holy Land all rushed out, exuding their terrifying aura without reservation. The reason why core disciples are called core is that they have strong talents, plus the power that Zixiao has added to them before. Tens of thousands of core disciples in the nascent soul stage and the spirit-severing stage attacked at the same time, which almost made all the disciples of Tianxian Holy Land lie down. The combat power of the enemy and us is too different. How is this possible? How can Yaoguang Holy Land have so many geniuses? Before, they said that the senior brother brought them opportunities. I thought they were just bragging, but I didn't expect. It's too much. We will fight them. Stop it. Still fighting? Forget about the Yaoguang Holy Land, look at the group of people with smoky makeup around us. Do you think we can get out? Lin Yi was anxious when he saw that all his fellow apprentices were suppressed, but Sui Yuanfei's aura was not weaker than his, and even slightly better. The golden blood energy was about to illuminate the entire hall. Luo Tingxian was even worse. Wei Zhenbin was just like his name. He was polite on weekdays, but with smoky makeup, his aura was extremely terrifying. It really confirmed that sentence: whitening is 3 points weaker, and blackening is 10 times stronger. Luo Tingshuan's spiritual power was suppressed, and her pretty face was pale. Wei Zhenbin smiled evilly. If it weren't for that person not speaking out, I would kill you now. Luo Tingxian faced the other party's terrifying aura and said with difficulty, we are both righteous, you dare to kill people. Ha 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 ha. Hearing Luo Tingshuan's words, Wei Zhenbin laughed out loud, even tears came out of his eyes. We are all righteous. What is righteous? What is evil? You idiots who are controlled by the heaven are qualified to talk to me about the righteous way. At this time, Lin Yi kept communicating with the second master in the ring, but for some reason, from just now, the one in the ring did not respond to him at all. In the ring fairyland, the purple-skirted girl ate the remaining apple in her hand and muttered to herself, the child of destiny against the child of destiny? I'd better not get involved, right? After all, this system task is a bit tricky. After Lin Ye's communication was fruitless, he looked at Sui Yuanfei and gritted his teeth and said, Sui Yuanfei, I am sorry for the matter of the eldest brother, but since we are here as guests of your Yaoguang holy land, I hope you can let people not embarrass my fellow apprentices. If there is any grudge, we too will solve it. He, Sui Yuanfei said disdainfully, if it was yesterday, I would have agreed to your proposal without hesitation. After all, I don't like to implicate others. But yesterday, the Holy Lord personally taught me a lesson and talked with me from night to dawn. At that time, I understood that the direction of my junior master's sword was the direction I was going. He might remember the old friendship and couldn't bear to attack you ungrateful wolves, so I'll do it for him. Even if it's a disaster. I'll vent my anger for him. Boom! The golden blood on Sui Yuanfei's body burst out and hit the sky, but there seemed to be a little black air between his eyebrows. Chapter 88. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The two of them were fighting, but they were still fighting. Lin Yi felt the powerful aura of the other party. Now the second master didn't know what happened and couldn't be contacted. In this case, he could only rely on himself. Boom! The auras of Lin Yi and Sui Yuanfei collided fiercely. The powerful force caused spiderweb-like cracks to appear on the crystal floor under their feet. Both of them were sons of destiny who had fought 100 battles and never yielded, so naturally neither of them would admit defeat. Buzz! The light of Taoism shone on Lin Ye's chest, and his bone finally bloomed after feeling the suppression of the other party's holy body. The two top physiques collided violently at this moment. All the young disciples around avoided the sharp edge, except Wei Zhenbin, the son of Tianji Holy Land, who remained motionless, and stared at the two of them. Destiny. They are in sync. Ha ha ha, it's getting more and more interesting. At the same time, Sui Yuanfei and Lin Yi were not giving in to each other, and the powerful Tao rhyme kept flowing around kaka kaka. Let's see the truth with our hands. Accompanied by Sui Yuanfei's roar, golden blood burst out, and the whole person was bathed in it like a golden god of war. Lin Yi on the opposite side was not to be outdone. The treasure of the supreme bone flowed through his body, and when his hands waved, the roar of the ancient holy beast resounded throughout the hall. At this moment, a cold voice sounded. What are you going to do? Turning around, Mo Yuxiang had arrived in the hall without knowing when. Amitba. The Buddha of Wuxiang Holy Land saw that Mo Yuxiang had come, and he also stood up. Two heroes. It's not good to start a war in this hall. Hypocritical old bald donkey. Wei Zhenbin, the son of Tianji, looked at the Buddha with disdain, not giving his senior any face. Nonsense, just now, the fight was about to start, and you were watching the excitement, but when Mo Yuxiang came, you pretended to be a saint again. If you don't know, you would think that this bald donkey was tempted. Besides, Mo Yuxiang doesn't like you. Year, Tingxian, come back and sit down. Mo Yuxiang ignored the Buddha, but directly called the two disciples back to their seats. It seems that there will be no fight, what a pity. Yen Linger, the direct disciple of Yaoguang Holy Lord, pouted her cute little mouth, obviously very unhappy with this scene. She also threw the big stick in her hand to the ground. When Wei Zhenbin and Luo Tingxian were confronting each other, she had already quietly walked behind the ladder, intending to go up and hit her with a club. This was the lesson her master, the Holy Lord Yaoguang, taught her. When dealing with an enemy, no matter what morality he has, you just need to quietly hit him with a club from behind, and everything will be solved. If someone accuses you of doing something wrong at this time, simple. Just remember the man's appearance, and when you meet him in the future, run to his back and hit him with a club. Although Yen Linger usually disliked her master, she never forgot the other's teachings, just a little bit. Wei Zhenbin's expression was also a little regretful. Of course, he saw Yen Linger's actions, and even directly cooperated to focus all of Luo Tingshuan's attention on himself. Unexpectedly, the Holy Lord of Tianxian Holy Land came over at this time. TSK TSK TSK. Should I say it's worthy of destiny? When you encounter a crisis, someone comes to rescue you. But I want to see how long you can rescue. That at this time in the sect, accompanied by a burst of fragrance, the eyes of the shallow disciples around were all blurred. The Holy Lord Yaoguang frowned and looked at the sky not far away. I saw a black flying boat slowly descending, and the fragrance came from the flying boat. Boom! The moment the flying boat landed, a cloud of dust was splashed, and the confused young disciples came back to their senses. Is this the heavenly demon palace? What are they doing here? Are they here to attack the mountain gate? Go and notify the elders. Notify what? Even if it is the heavenly demon palace, they won't be stupid enough to attack the mountain gate at this time, right? People from the 10 holy places are all gathering here. Are the heavenly demon palace here to seek death? Ahem. I said, they don't look like bad people. You just covet her beauty, you are cheap. On the flying boat, graceful women dressed in munsa. The woman in the lead was wearing a black gauze, like a night elf, mysterious and charming. The curves of her figure were looming under the black gauze, exuding endless sexy charm. The black gauze made the slender legs that occasionally caught people's attention look even whiter, emitting a soft luster like pearls. Her face was even more stunning, with spring water in her eyes, and her smile was charming. There was a black tear mole under her phoenix eyes, which added a bit of charm. It can be said that this is a beauty in the world, which can arouse the most primitive desires of the people around her. Beside this charming woman stood a fairy-like person, who seemed to be the maid of this woman. The combination of the witch and the fairy was a feast for the eyes of the monks around. If Si Xiao could recognize it here, who else could the fairy-like person be but Ryu? The Holy Lord Yaoguang came forward, his eyes clear and his aura majestic, without any wretched look when facing his own people. He came to the black-veiled woman and said in a deep voice, "Palace Master Yi, please take back the heavenly demon art. My disciples can't stand the temptation of your art." He. The black-veiled woman called Palace Master Yi smiled softly with her hands covering her mouth. "Saint Master Chu, it's been a long time since we last met. How about asking the seniors around us to come out together? We are old friends, why do we need to be so vigilant?" Palace Master Yi obviously did not deliberately use the enchanting art, but the tone of her voice can make people imagine. It can be seen that she is a natural beauty who can seduce everyone. Good and evil cannot coexist, Yaoguang Saint said coldly. "I don't think we are old friends. Now you leave quickly. I can pretend that I didn't see it. Otherwise, I can only ask all the Taoist friends who are visiting the sect to kill the devil together." Swish. As Yaoguang Saint said the word "kill the devil," one figure after another appeared beside him. These people are the core palace masters of Yaoguang Holy Land, as well as several ancestors. He. Faced with such a scene, Yi Palace Master of Tianhua Palace obviously had no fear at all. He laughed like a silver bell and slowly said, "There is no need to make such a big fuss, Saint Chu, maybe after today our two sects will be closer." Yaoguang Saint was puzzled, not knowing what the other party was up to. After a while, he was about to speak, but found that countless eyes were focused on him. Turning around, he saw that his fellow junior brothers, sisters, uncles were all staring at him, as if they were looking at garbage. Fuck. Why are you all looking at me like that? What does this have to do with me? Chapter 89. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The old man was so angry that he said, "No. Why are you looking at me like that? I really didn't provoke anyone from the heavenly demon palace. Besides, my wife has been watching me closely recently, so I don't have time to go out and look for, ahem." Halfway through his anxious explanation, the Holy Lord Yaoguang suddenly felt that more disciples were focusing their attention on him, and he turned around and said in a dignified manner, "Which? Don't be so presumptuous. What good will it do you to slander this Holy Lord? I am." "Alright, stop it." Oh, the witch quickly made a gesture to shut up the other party. The Holy Lord Yaoguang was interrupted halfway through his pretense, and he was interrupted by calling a donkey. How could a man endure this? You. Before the Holy Lord Yaoguang could get mad, the witch in front of him pushed the fairy-like maid next to him forward. "My little cutie was taken advantage of by a high-ranking official of your holy land, Yaoguang. They had agreed to spend their lives together, but he abandoned her without even saying a word. Excuse me, won't you give me an explanation for this matter?" "What?" Looking at Ryu's beautiful face with a hint of shame, he knew that what the witch said was true, a high-ranking official. Who was it? The Holy Lord Yaoguang's brain began to work frantically. At this time, those eyes like sharp blades were on him again. "It's really not me. You are so presumptuous. Am I, the Holy Lord, not worthy of your trust?" That there was no point in roaring in anger. Instead, it deepened his suspicion. Those junior brothers and sisters wanted to kill the Holy Lord Yaoguang with their eyes, harming the women of the demon sect. And he was even found at the door. You know, it's the period of the sect competition now. Once this matter is confirmed, their Yaoguang Holy Land will become the biggest laughing stock. Yaoguang Saint Lord was anxious, and he even doubted himself, did he really meet such a beauty, but forgot about it? It shouldn't be. I obviously like mature women, how could such a girl be willing to do it? This girl, Okay, don't think about it, can my little cutie like you? Before Yaoguang Saint Lord asked, he was interrupted by the witch, didn't you appoint a hall master recently? It was that boy who took down my little Ryu. Now I'm bringing people to find him. Tell me, will you give me an explanation for this matter? Junior brother. Hearing the word hall master mentioned by the witch, not to mention Yaoguang Saint Lord, the core palace masters around were also shocked. Their junior brother is a man of high moral character, how could he do such a thing as abandoning her forever? Impossible. Absolutely impossible. That the Holy Lord Yaoguang waved his hands, his face full of disbelief. My junior brother is a banished immortal, a reincarnation of heaven, how could he abandon a woman forever, and it is even more impossible for him to have any relationship with you guys from the devil's way. Oh, that the witch's charming phoenix eyes flashed with a dangerous light, do you mean to cheat? This. The Holy Lord Yaoguang didn't dare to drive the person away directly. If the other party was really the junior brother's confidant, wouldn't he be in trouble? Just as he was hesitating, a disciple came to him quietly and whispered, Holy Lord, I was looking for the 3 books of heaven, earth and man in Qilian City with senior brother Swa. When Elder Piao took junior uncle away, junior uncle said that he seemed to have a wife and was about to have a baby or something. I didn't hear it clearly. What? It's really junior brother? Holy Lord Yaoguang was shocked, good guy, no wonder they came, isn't it? At the beginning, senior uncle Piao tied junior brother back, abandoning their wives and children was clearly their own doing. This, for a moment, Holy Lord Yaoguang couldn't make up his mind. On the other side, the witch's delicate red lips approached Ryu's crystal earlobe and whispered, Silly Ryu, what are you thinking about? Cry for me. Ah. Ryu was confused and had no idea how to react. The witch was also furious when she saw the other person's expression, but after thinking about it, she was one of her own, so she just rolled her eyes at her. The Holy Lord Yaoguang and others all heard the whispers between the witch and Ryu, and they thought that the other party wanted them to hear it on purpose. After all, looking at Ryu's expression, and it doesn't seem fake. What should we do about this? That the Holy Lord Yaoguang actually wanted Ryu to enter, but this is the heavenly demon palace, the demon sect. If the demon sect entered the holy land of Yaoguang openly, and entered in front of the 10 holy places, what would happen is simply unimaginable. At this moment, a cold voice sounded in the ears of the Holy Lord Yaoguang. Let them in. Yes, the Holy Lord Yaoguang saluted to the void in the distance, and then turned his head to look at the witch. Demon Palace, you are here as guests this time. I hope you can keep your place. Otherwise, I don't need to tell you the consequences. You must know it. Of course. The witch nodded and continued, send someone to take us directly to the place where the palace master is. Well, but only 2 of you can go in, you and that junior brother's woman, the others wait outside. Palace master. Hearing this, the people of the demon palace couldn't sit still. Yaoguang Holy Land is a holy land of the righteous path for others, but for them, the demon sect, it is a tiger's den. If the palace master takes his personal disciple Ryu in, then no one will know what happens. Even if they want to rescue, they can't do it unless they go to war. It doesn't matter. I think the people of Yaoguang Holy Land will naturally not do anything to harm us. After all, they are the righteous path, and we are the demon sect. There was a hint of cunning in the witch's phoenix eyes. She was not worried at all that the people from Yaoguang Holy Land would attack her. If it was any other holy land, she would have to think about whether to go in directly, but Yaoguang Holy Land did not need to be considered. After all, this sect, you say it is the right way, but those ancestors are outside discussing the way with others every day, and it is the kind of discussing the way that does not leave empty-handed. If you are targeted by these shameless old men, you will pay a certain amount of wealth, or you will pay your life. Say they are the demon sect, but they are one of the 10 holy lands, which is really weird. The 2 families have also had a few short cooperations, therefore, the witch is not worried about her own safety at all. The subordinates wanted to say something, but they were driven away by the witch's eyes. You 2, follow me. A core palace master stepped forward and made a gesture of invitation. The witch did not hesitate at all and wanted to walk into Yaoguang Holy Land directly. Like a little rabbit, Ryu followed her own palace master carefully. Chapter 90. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The 2 of them were so busy that they had to face each other. At this time in the Lingxiao Palace, Zixiao was holding a watermelon in his hand, looking at the picture in the crystal in front of him, and was also a little dumbfounded. Before Mo Yuxiang appeared, Sui Yuanfei and Lin Yi almost fought. It's interesting to think about the duel between the 2 sons of destiny. But there is a problem that made Zixiao stop eating watermelon. That is, you 2 can fight if you say so. Why do you always mention me? What do you mean that the direction my sword points to is the direction you move forward? I play with knives. I haven't used the grass sword formula much. Even if there is no way back, you will vent your anger for me. Brother, did you go to the wrong set? Who are you venting your anger for? Zixiao covered his forehead. When he heard what Sui Yuanfei said, his toes dug out a complete Lingxiao Palace on the ground. He was so embarrassed. Now he only saw the scene through the crystal stone, and it was so eye-catching. What if he became the host? The scene was unimaginable. Buzz, just as Zixiao was thinking, the array pattern of Lingxiao Palace began to ripple. A voice was also heard in front of the palace door. Junior brother, there is a guest looking for you. Guest? Zixiao walked down from the throne with doubts. The people of Tianxian Holy Land were all in the hall. If there was a guest at this time, with the disappearance of the array pattern, 3 people also appeared in front of Zixiao. Ryu? Seeing the person coming, Zixiao's eyes were full of surprise. This person was his enlightenment. No, it was his confidant. Why are you here? Zixiao took a step forward. Ryu blushed and lowered her head. She didn't know how to face Zixiao. At this moment, the witch behind her pushed her. With a cry of surprise, Ryu threw herself into Zixiao's arms. So she is really my junior brother's wife. That the core palace master was relieved when he saw this. If the witch was lying, he wouldn't mind keeping the two people from the heavenly demon palace at this time. Junior brother, I won't bother you anymore. Let's reminisce. Seeing the beauty Zixiao in his arms, the core palace master blinked at Zixiao and then turned away. The witch was left behind. After all, she still had something to talk to Zixiao about. Young master. Feeling the warmth in Zixiao's arms, Ryu rubbed against him like a kitten. Zixiao also rubbed her head lovingly, and then looked at the enchanting witch. Could this be the witch that Lao Qian had said he would prepare for him? Good guy, she delivered the goods to my door, didn't she? As expected of Lao Qian, he is reliable in this aspect. Ryu, tell me, come here, why bring any gifts? After saying this, Zixiao held Ryu in one hand and walked forward. Just as the witch was about to say something, she was embraced by a big hand. After feeling the other's body temperature, the witch's phoenix eyes were cold. Ryu was completely confused. A sentence kept echoing in her little head, how dare you? You took the Lord Palace Master into your arms. This is the Lord Palace Master of the Heavenly Demon Palace who has made a great name in the 9 states and 10 lands. Because of his charming appearance and temperament, he has many suitors. Even those who claim to be righteous have coveted their Lord Palace Master, but he only dared to express his feelings. How could he dare to take action directly? You not only took action, but also said that the Palace Master was a gift. It's over now. The witch's delicate body was a little stiff at this time, and she subconsciously wanted to use her magic power to cut the impudent man in front of her into pieces, but at the moment when her magic power rose, a sense of coldness enveloped her whole body. Piao meow. The witch's phoenix eyes were slightly cold. She had already felt the owner of this Taoist charm, which was clearly Piao meow, the supreme elder of the Yaoguang Holy Land. As expected, the Yaoguang Holy Land was not at all confident in them. This shows Zixiao's current status in the Yaoguang Holy Land. Helpless, the witch pretended to be relaxed and said, boy. No, master, let's go into the hall first and talk. This is outside, don't hug me, okay? Ah, Zixiao looked at the witch in his arms with some surprise. Are you so bold? It's daytime now. Looking at Zixiao's shameless look, the witch gritted her teeth, as if it's not that the old woman's Taoism has always been with me, and now I want you, a bold boy, to know what the devil's way is, but people have to bow their heads under the eaves. The witch could only act shy and beat Zixiao's chest with her tender little fist. This scene almost made Ryu, who was well behaved, drop her jaw. Zixiao was also subconsciously stunned for a moment, but soon recovered. Beauty. This was Zixiao's first feeling, and the word which was well deserved. Old Qian, when we return to Qilian City, I will definitely let you eat delicious food and drink spicy drinks. With gratitude to Old Qian, Zixiao held one in each hand and walked directly into the hall. In the Xianbing Palace in the distance, Piao Miao, who was wearing a Taoist robe, raised his lips slightly. This little guy actually has such a close relationship with those people in the Heavenly Demon Palace. It doesn't matter, do whatever you want, your master will take care of it for you. Lingxiao Palace. As soon as she entered Lingxiao Palace, the witch immediately broke free from Zixiao's arms like a loach. Ryu didn't know whether it was because she was thin-skinned or she didn't dare to see her own palace master get angry, so she buried her face in Zixiao's arms. Her little ears turned red, and she looked very cute. The witch, who could no longer feel Piao Miao's aura, also became unrestrained at this time. She walked to the throne in the center of the hall. After sitting on it, she bent down and lay sideways, and her slender and white long legs made people shine. Boy, you bullied my Ryu and then just walked away. How do you plan to solve this matter? Listening to the witch's words, a strange thought suddenly came to Zixiao's mind, a trap in the world of immortal cultivation. How to solve it? But looking down at the little Ryu, it seems that he doesn't need to solve it himself. The witch on the throne said to herself, let me tell you a way. As long as you agree, this matter will be over. And I will give you countless benefits. Ryu is from my Tianma Palace. How about you join my Tianma Palace? You are the Hall Master in Yaoguang Holy Land. When you come to my Tianma Palace, I can give you the position of Deputy Palace Master, second only to one person and above 10,000 people. The righteous are all hypocritical guys. I think you have seen it in Tianshan Holy Land. My demon way is different. There are no taboos. That's us. As long as you join the Tianma Palace, you can put forward any conditions. Of course, Ryu is also yours. I will also give Ryu the position of saint. In the future, Tianma Palace. Stop, stop, stop. Before the witch finished speaking, Zixiao stopped directly. This attitude brought a hint of coldness to the witch's charming face. There were people who were qualified to interrupt her, but this definitely did not include the genius in front of her who had not yet fully grown up.